Hello, thank you for joining and welcome to today's training webinar on the topic of the challenges faced by pool and spa operators and our solutions to address these challenges. Our presenting team today will be myself. My name's Jess McKenna and I'm product manager looking after our recreational water sector. And today I'm joined by Lauren Hewitt, who is our technical and training manager. So the agenda for today is as follows. We'll first take a quick look at who Pale and Test are, and then cover important parameters to test in recreational water and why, followed by a look at our water analysis solutions and how they work, and then an introduction to our cloud-based data management software, Pale and Test Connect. To summarise, we'll review different user personas in the rec water industry and look at which of our products and features suit each. Firstly, an introduction to Pale and Test. So our purpose is to safeguard water for everyone, every day, and today we'll cover how we act on our purpose in the context of swimming pool and spa water. Our aim is always to make water testing simple, reliable and cost-effective. We have a headquarters in the UK with regional hubs in the US and Australia, from which we supply to over 100 countries globally. We have a history dating back to the 1800s and are part of the Halma Group, which is a global group of life-saving technology companies. We work across a variety of different markets, including drinking and wastewater, industrial water, and the humanitarian sector, and of course the recreational water sector, which is what we're going to take a look at in further detail today. So to get started, we'll review important parameters for pool and spa water testing. Primary disinfection will kill bacteria and viruses and provide a residual to prevent cross-contamination. Chlorine is one of the most common forms of disinfection. When testing for chlorine, you'll need to monitor both free and total chlorine. As chlorine reacts with molecules containing nitrogen, they form combined chlorine. Nitrogen molecules are introduced to the water by bathers, but can also be introduced from the environment, especially in outdoor pools. Combined chlorine still have disinfection properties, however, they are not as efficient as free chlorine. We usually suggest for a well-designed pool, your free chlorine should be around 1 milligram per litre, and this can be lower if you use secondary disinfection. For your total chlorine, this should be as low as possible, but never more than 1 milligram per litre. Bromine is a popular disinfectant used in hot tubs and spas. It's favoured by hydrotherapy pools and spas as it's more active at higher pH levels and more effective at higher temperatures. Bromine also has additional benefits that it doesn't cause irritation to the skin or eyes that you may get from the byproducts of chlorine disinfection. We recommend that bromine levels are maintained between 4 to 6 milligrams per litre. You should test your disinfection daily. It's advised that as a minimum, you'll test on open and close of your pool. Depending on your bather load and frequency of swimming, you may want to increase your testing to every hour or 2 hours. Next up is pH. So pH is a measure of how acidic or alkaline the water is. It uses a scale from 0, which is acidic, to 14, which is alkaline. 7 is seen as neutral and what clean, fresh water would be. Ideally, you want your pool water to be between 7 and 7.4 on the pH scale. This not only provides an enjoyable experience for the bather, but more importantly is the level that disinfection is at its most effective. You should test your pH daily also, as a minimum on open and close of the pool. Looking at total alkalinity, anything you put into your pool, bathers or chemicals will affect the pH. We obviously want the pH to remain stable around 7 to 7.4, and so we need to have a pH protection mechanism. This is the alkalinity. Alkalinity levels provide a buffer from dramatic changes in pH. It's advised that to ensure this buffer is in place, your alkalinity levels need to be within the range of 80 to 200 milligrams per litre. Below 80 means pH levels become too unstable, while above 200 they're too difficult to change. Alkalinity should be measured weekly as a minimum. Cyanuric acid, sometimes also referred to as stabilizer, is normally associated with outdoor pools. Chlorine molecules are quickly degraded by UV light and maintaining a residual becomes difficult. So cyanuric acid provides a shield around the chlorine molecules, enabling them to continue with their disinfection activities. It's recommended that levels should be below 200 milligrams per litre, but ideally between 25 to 50 milligrams per litre. Cyanuric acid should also be measured weekly as a minimum. Moving on to TDS. A high level of TDS is a warning sign of pool water quality decreasing. Your source water will likely have several hundred milligrams per litre of TDS, but this can be increased by pool chemicals and pollution. Your TDS levels should not be 1,000 milligrams per litre higher than your source water and no more than 3,000 milligrams per litre total. TDS is usually determined using an electrochemical meter and should also be measured weekly. Looking at calcium hardness, in areas with low calcium levels, the water will start to erode the pool surrounding the grout. If there's too much, the water will scale, leaving the white deposits. We recommend that you maintain your calcium hardness levels between 80 to 200 milligrams per litre, and this should also be measured weekly as a minimum. So all of the parameters shown on the screen now, combined with the temperature reading, will allow you to calculate water balance. Water balance is a scale to measure how likely your water is to scale or corrode its surroundings. Measuring your water balance is important when considering the lifetime of your fixtures and fittings. The common scale for water balance is the Langelier Saturation Index. A water balance test should usually be done once a week. So following on from what you should test for and why, we'll now look at our solutions for testing. With this in mind, I'll first take you through a few common issues which swimming pool and spa operators can face. Firstly, rigorous and consistent testing regimes must be followed across multiple sites, and it's crucial that tests are carried out at specific set time intervals. Also, a lot of the time, reporting is manual through paper records. That allows for human error, which can lead to inaccuracies in the data, as well as time wasted, as manual reporting and data management can be time-consuming, diverting skilled staff away from their core roles. Operators also need to ensure they comply with regulations and can demonstrate this both internally and externally. So we recognise that these are significant issues and have developed solutions to address these challenges. Our solutions are not just water analysis instruments or reagents, but a combination of products and support, which includes our photometers, the consumables and accessories which are used with the instruments, our cloud-based data management software, Test Connect, servicing and calibration, and our customer and technical support. Our solutions ensure testing is easy, your data is recorded digitally, and you get results fast, meaning you can save time and costs, view and analyze data easily, demonstrate compliance, and ensure data integrity. Looking specifically at our range of products, our product families cover a variety of testing needs and parameters to suit all requirements, and they're designed to simplify testing for accurate results with minimal training. Our product range includes, at the top end of the range, our Lumisol Pool Test Expert multi-parameter photometer, our Lumisol Pool Test 3, 4 and 6 handheld photometers, our data management platform Test Connect, and then we also offer a range of visual testing products. So if we look a bit closer at our Lumisol photometer range, we have a range of 3 Lumisol Pool Test handheld instruments. These are quick to deliver results and ideal for field use with a compact design and easy to operate user interface. First, we have the Lumisol Pool Test 3, which is aimed at outdoor pools and tests for chlorine, pH, and cyanuric acid. The Lumisol Pool Test 4 tests for chlorine, pH, bromine, and total alkalinity, and is ideal for testing spas and indoor pools. We then have the Lumisol Pool Test 6, which is ideal for some service technicians and pool engineers. That instrument will measure chlorine, pH, cyanuric acid, bromine, total alkalinity, and calcium hardness. And all 3 of these instruments are compatible with our data management software, which is Test Connect. And then we move on to the Lumisol Pool Test Expert. This instrument is our multi-parameter benchtop photometer, which is efficient and simple to use, featuring on-screen test instructions for every test on the instrument and an intuitive touchscreen user interface, making testing quick and easy. It also offers cost-effective testing, with over 30 tests available on the instrument, covering all of your key parameters, as well as any parameters required for troubleshooting. It also comes in a kit with all of the accessories required for testing, as well as a starter pack of consumables, so you can get testing straight away. And finally, demonstrate compliance through the instrument's compatibility with our cloud platform, Test Connect. You can connect the instrument to upload data via USB or wirelessly via the QR code. Alongside the instruments, we also offer all reagents for the corresponding tests on the instrument. These are all manufactured and formulated in the UK, and we do recommend that only Pale and Test reagents should be used with Pale and Test products to guarantee accuracy, as our instruments are calibrated using our reagent formulations. Check standards can be purchased to validate the performance of your instrument in field. They have a robust and rugged design using coloured glass and therefore have a longer shelf life than liquid standards. And finally, we also offer all accessories required for testing separately for repurchasing. This does include plastic test tubes for all Lumisol photometers, which may be required if testing is carried out poolside. And I'll now pass over to Lauren, who'll take you through how the photometers actually work and then a closer look at the Connect platform.
Thanks, Jess. Now that Jess has covered the products in the Pale and Test solution, let's take a look at how photometry works, the benefits of photometry, and some best practices to get the most accurate results out of your instrument. When comparing visual testing to photometric, the outstanding benefit is that it is not user dependent. With visual testing, user perception plays a large part in the test result. Light conditions affect the appearance of colour, and colours are perceived different user to user. I have a couple of examples to show this. If we use this example here, when looking at the image, the two stars appear different shades of red. However, if you take away the background colour, they're actually the same, showing that the surrounding environment can have a big impact on how you see colour. Another example here. All colours here are a shade of blue, but if I was to ask, which colour do you think is sky blue? There are a good mix of opinions on here. Only 38% of people agree with the correct colour of sky blue, showing that we all see and interpret colour very differently. So to expand a little on before, why photometric? As we've just seen, visual testing is impacted by user perception and the surrounding environment. Photometric testing is more precise and accurate. A visual result can be within a range of colours and not an exact value. A photometer will give an accurate on-screen result, not relying on any user perception, therefore taking the decision-making away from the user. This result is then stored in the instrument memory and can be uploaded onto our digital software platform, Pale and Test Connect, where it can be used for audit purposes. So how does photometry work? The basis of photometry is that you add a reagent to the sample, a colour change occurs due to the chemistry, and then you read this colour using a photometer, which will give you an idea of the water quality. But how is the measurement taken? The instrument measures the amount of light that makes it through a sample to the detector. The darker the colour of the sample, the less light will make it through to the detector. Initially, all wavelengths of light come out of the light source. These are reduced to a single wavelength using an optical filter which hits the detector. The detector is like a counter, counting the photons that hit it. The amount of light that hits the detector is known as a %T, or percentage of light that is transmitted from the light source to the detector. The instrument measures the %T through the sample in comparison to the blank. The blank is a sample without any reagents in it. This is important because light passing through a glass tube of water will behave very differently to light passing through air. So once we have the %T value, what does this mean? We need to convert this into something meaningful for the user. This is a typical calibration curve. This one is for free chlorine testing using DPD. The %T value is converted into a milligram per litre concentration using the calibration curve, and the readout is displayed on the instrument. In this example shown on screen, 43% T is equivalent to 1 milligram per litre. This calibration is determined in our labs and is stored in the instrument memory, but all the user will see is the displayed reading. All of the calculation happens behind the scenes. So let's take a look at how to perform a test and how to ensure you get the most accurate results when doing so. If we look at how to perform a test, this example here is how to measure chlorine. Chlorine is a main disinfectant used in pools. This screen here shows the test instructions that are shown step by step on the expert instrument. It's also important to know that the test procedure stays the same across the entire suite of Lumisol instruments, with compatible reagents and accessories. So looking at the test instructions, it is noticeable that the instrument and test methods were designed for ease of use and with the user in mind. A free chlorine result here can be achieved in 8 simple steps with no measurement time. So what can you do to ensure you get the most accurate results out of your instrument? Always rinse both glassware and accessories thoroughly, with deionized water if possible. If not, then rinse in the test vial with the sample that's going to be analysed before testing. This will ensure there's no cross-contamination. Always measure the volumes accurately as stated. This is because pale and test calibrations are compiled using a specific test volume with the chemical available in the test tablet. Not having the correct volume could result in inaccurate test results. And always make sure to use the correct pale and test reagents for the test being carried out and observe any safety information provided. Check for any bubbles in the vial and remove as shown, tilting slightly on an angle and gently rotating. This is to ensure there are no obstacles in the light path that may obscure the result. Aligning the tube correctly with the diamond on the tube matching the arrow on the instrument to ensure that the light passes through the tube the same every time, and always make sure that the cap is fitted to exclude any available surrounding light from the optics. As with all photometric testing, be sure to clean and dry all glassware before placing in the optical cell. Again, to be sure there are no smudges, water droplets, or fingerprints that may interfere with the light path and obscure readings, and also to keep the optical cell clean. It is just as important to keep the optical cell clean for the same reasons. This can simply be cleaned with a lint-free cloth. Now that we've covered the instruments and how to achieve accurate results, I'll share some details of our data management platform, which is compatible with our entire range of Lumisol photometers. The challenge we see a lot of users facing in this sector is manually recording results. This throws up issues with data integrity and falsification of results, as well as struggles with being able to inform the relevant team leaders, general managers, or area managers of any out-of-range readings. Pale and Test Connect is our solution to this issue. Measurements taken using any of our Lumisol photometers will be digitally recorded in the instrument memory alongside the date and time of the reading and any users or labels assigned to the measurement. These can then be uploaded with our Pale and Test Connect platform, either wirelessly via QR code or through a wired USB transfer, where you can view data per parameter grouped by label, for example, different pools around a site. Red, amber, and green limits can be set, so the platform easily illustrates where data falls within these limits. This data can be accessed by multiple people and alert contexts can be set so that they are notified by email with any out-of-range results. The key benefits with our Pale and Test Connect platform are remote supervision. You can save time sifting through pages of written records with visibility of measurement results from multiple remote sites. The data log is digital, uploaded directly from the instrument to ensure tests are being performed and results are not being falsified. Using Pale and Test Connect also means you have an auditable data log and you can download reports for auditing and compliance purposes. Warranty and product registration means you can also register your product and activate your instrument warranty via the Pale and Test Connect platform. And finally, using the platform means you can receive remote technical support, avoiding any instrument downtime. Once logged onto the Pale and Test Connect platform, you can view results grouped by location, which is allocated by the labels on the instrument, enabling quick identification and reporting of test sites. The screenshot here shows how the results outside of the limits are displayed. This can then alert multiple people via email if necessary, enabling an easy view of results that may require an action to be taken. And finally, the reporting of the results. Pre-built PDF reports can be generated, or the results can be downloaded via CSV, enabling the user to create their own. I'll now hand back over to Jess to cover some of the user personas and the benefits to those.
Thank you, Lauren. So to conclude the session, I'll take you through some key users within this sector, which products are best suited to them and what benefits they have. So the 4 key user personas we've chosen to focus in on today are swimming pool service technicians, pool shops, pool operators or lifeguards, and centre managers or the head office team. So firstly, service technicians. Their key testing responsibilities include carrying out water tests as part of an overall pool service and maintaining detailed records of the services they've provided for their customers. For service technicians, the key products that fit their needs best would be our Lumisol Pool Test 6 or our Lumisol Pool Test Expert. It's important that these instruments have a robust, waterproof design so they can be taken from site to site in the back of a van without any concern. All of our instruments are also provided in a kit, which includes all accessories required to perform the testing, plus a starter pack of consumables, so everything is kept in one place to get testing straight away. And finally, the instruments are also all compatible with Pale and Test Connect, which means data can be logged and reports can be generated for each site. Next up, pool operators or lifeguards. These are usually the people actually performing the tests within a leisure centre chain or a hotel chain. So their key responsibilities include collecting pool water samples, performing the tests, and maintaining records of pool activities and test results. The Lumiso Pool Test Expert is the instrument for pool operators with 30 plus tests to ensure they have every test they need. The key features here are that there's no prior knowledge of water testing or chemistry needed, and the instruments are easy to use, which is important in an environment where there's sometimes high staff turnover to ensure training time is minimised. You can also set limits in this instrument based on your own regulatory guidelines, and the instrument will clearly show if the result measured is outside of these limits. Looking from a management point of view, centre managers and head office staff are responsible for the overall operations of the site or chain, including reporting on the test results. They have responsibilities other than just managing pool water testing, and therefore they need to quickly be able to see any out-of-range readings and actions taken. Therefore, for centre managers or head office staff looking after safety and compliance, Pale and Test Connect is the part of our offer which will give them the most value. Key drivers for centre managers include ensuring they have accurate results to have confidence chemical dosing is optimised and therefore costs are reduced. The ability to tag results with labels and users, which means that you can track which pool the measurement is taken from and which user performed the test, which will also help in identifying training needs within the team. And finally, as mentioned, the data login and the instrument's compatibility with Pale and Test Connect, which ensures data is recorded, alerts can be raised, and reports can be generated. And finally, pool shops. In a pool shop, the customers are usually residential pool owners who bring in their water sample for testing. As a wide range of tests may be required, the Lumiso Pool Test Expert is our key product here. Our products can help this user as they are simple to use, but also provide accurate results that the pool shop owner and their customers can rely on. The data exporting is also key here, as reports can be generated for customers to give them an overview of their water quality. The instruments also features a cutting-edge design, which is ideal for use in a customer-facing environment. So, to summarise, the benefits of adopting the Pale and Test solution include saving time and resources with our simple to use, reliable and durable products, peace of mind with high quality, readily available consumables, precision assurance giving confidence in performance of your products, reduction in compliance risk using Pale and Test Connect to monitor testing at remote sites, and finally responsive support on technical, product or sales queries. And that's everything for today. So if you're interested in learning more about our offering or have any questions, please reach out to one of our global hubs for more information using the contact details shown on the slide now. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch today's webinar.